or the next long rest. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It gives us an opportunity to also like go off and do our own thing without, kind of screwing the group over.
Christ almighty, what is static coming?
Like okay, the phone is not loud enough, but so I have to use the AirPods to hear things. But then I can't change the mic input, so I don't know.
AirPods don't play well with. I assume you're using a PC, Windows.
No, I'm on my phone.
Oh, that's even weirder. Usually they're pretty good.
No, mine are just broken.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do we like that?
Hey, okay. Oh. Last we had left our wonderful adventurers made their way to Bastion. Looking for resume their trade. Party managed to successfully locate infiltrated strange corpses, essentially tangled coming out. The battle, the animated branches, and prizes. That you have decided that best begin coach. As you begin this long rest, you and your party are more than free to go about 7. What is it that you
So Hoj has in his possession a set of carpenter tools as well as proficiency in that. So he wants to spend, a lot of his time this week. He's going to be carving like toy boats. And additionally, I do want to check out I want to see if Hoj can find where the rest of Bastion, like the top parts of Bastion, is sealed off, like where that location is.
Yeah, certain. So, first one. How many boats are you trying to carve? Or you carve until you have no more?
I guess he's not gonna go for a certain amount. He's just, I guess I didn't think about an amount, but he's just gonna be trying to carve it. And I guess if he's able to keep doing it, I don't know, maybe if I roll well, I'm able to carve many or something, or something like that.
Well, what is the intention of carving these? Gift for someone? Practice?
Yeah, he's mostly practicing because it's kind of funny that he's trying to hold big ass carpenter tools in his big hands, trying to carve boats. I just think that's funny.
And you have proficiency.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So we're
For
trying
my
to
time as a
train
ship.
up to expert.
Sure.
Training up to expertise is going to take much longer than it would train up to efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it would require approximately
Bro, I play RuneScape.
yeah, hundreds of them. So do you want to dedicate like 6-7 days, or do you want 5 days?
Let's do 5 because that'll be easier for me to keep track of.
And on your character sheets, I believe there is something that allows you to keep track of it. Training. There could be a training tab
Oh.
under there. If you create a new item,
Oh.
and the progression type will be a skill check. Specifically, relation. Oh, I guess it would be an ability check. Charity. Oh no! It'd be a tools check. Tools check. Yeah. There's a
Tool check, carpenter's tools.
the
DC
DC
optional.
Sorry.
Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
The DC will be 14, and every time you make a speed on a check of 4, you get a progress, and you make one check every day. Actually, no. We'll lower the DC to 10.
Okay. And what's the success required? It's defaulted to 300.
The completion target will be 100.
Success required 100.
Hmm?
Okay.
And then if you click save, that should automatically add that into.
These. Save track.
Boom, carpentry expert. And now you can make 5 checks with the
So
5
just
days approach.
5 rolls.
You should be
And?
using dexterity for the carpenter's.
Why is it doing that then?
So if you go under your inventory, you right click the carpenter's. Go edit. Under details, you should be able to swap it from default ability check strength to ability check dexterity.
The heck? It has intelligence.
No, this is for other things, not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Boom.
Oh, it's still on strength. Did you click save? Oh wait, no, there is no save. You still have 2 successes, and you can make 3 more.
Is it now set to?
It should be now set to deck. 2 more.
Roll.
Very
Roll.
nice. Oh, that's a failure. Okay, but that's not bad. You have 4 out of 100.
That's true. I do 4% of the way. Easy.
These are arbitrary numbers I've made up in my head, so we'll see if 100 or like 30 is still balanced. But for now, I think it's fine, and I'll have to swap it around. But you are also trying to seek out back, like the entranceways to the higher floor bastion, correct?
Yeah, exactly. If they're sealed off, right?
Yes, you've been told that they are sealed up. Are you going to ask someone about it, or are you just going to look for them yourself?
I think Hoj is gonna look for them himself.
Okay, give me an investigation. So, Hoj, as you kind of proceed over around to the areas of Bastion, slightly less inhabited, you can see that, unfortunately, the light that seems to come in from the massive cave entrance in front of the first floor of Bastion doesn't seem to permeate the actual large cavern closes the entirety of it. You see ruined building, sandstone, whatever material this. As the light gets darker, dimmer, it gets to a point where it becomes almost pitch black. Behind you, the light of day still shines through the entrance, bits of it vague silhouettes, but unfortunately, this deep in, it's almost impossible to search or go around. You have dark vision? I don't think so, right?
I don't have it. I have blind. I have like blind sight for fighting as a barbarian, but I don't think that'll help here.
So no, unfortunately. Line sight specifically is just like you have an innate sense, or you have some sort of sense that allows you to see. In this case, but
Well, I won't bump into walls.
yeah, that's true. But are you going to proceed without a light, or are you going to light a torch?
I have torches. I can use one.
Okay. You light one of your torches. Immediately, you can see all around you. The bits of shadows kind of dancing in between. See that a lot of these buildings here are very similar to the ones that near the front of Bastion. They're tall, well carved, and you can tell that they're definitively at the very least made by some sort of intelligent. These buildings are, well, they're buildings. They're very well put together, used around itself. You don't know if it's carved out, or you don't know if it's walk around. In the darkness, it's a little bit unnerving, even though you know. And as you get further back and back, or some of the, it's really within some of the buildings, you do find like dashes. Then one of the buildings, you find someone had put a small chest in there, like hidden behind a small rotting table. You kind of poke it open, see a few. It's a small paraffin pocket, small bag. Better that it have to. Do you do anything with it, or do you just?
How old does it look?
At least a couple of 2, maybe 3.
Okay, so it hasn't been touched for a minute. I'll take a look.
Sure. Which
Closer
portion?
look.
What items?
I want to see what's in the bag.
You open up the bag and you 15 silver coins.
Okay.
Looking at the letter, it might be difficult to really without damaging. Especially since it's axi.
I'll hold on to it. I'll try to like when I'm out in the light, I'll try to like hold it up to the sun to see if I can like see through it or something.
Sure. But as for the locket, that you can open it, you do, and inside is Dragonborn. Look happy.
Sick. Do they look important?
It's hard to tell. You haven't seen either of their faces around Bastion. You can probably safely assume not. They're either not here or not important. Aware of them.
Okay. Um, let's see. You said there was the bag, the locket,
And the letter.
and the letter. Okay. Well, I'll hold on to the letter, and I'll take everything else.
So
I
you're
won't
holding
open the
on to
letter yet. Yeah.
everything. Yeah. That is one of the things you find, and as you continue to look, kind of scouring the walls, trying to determine what a higher floor, set of stairs carved into the side of the wall, indent, and it slowly climbs all the way up. See that you're aware of the interior ceiling relatively high. So it'll be at least that much. And you begin to fall.
Is it like a corridor? Or is it like a catwalk or like a fire escape?
It's completely carved into the side of the stone wall. So it's like an indent into the actual stone wall. There is no railing on the left, and it just seems to be like if you move a little bit too far to the left, you will fall off.
How wide is the staircase? Is it like a?
It's
Is it
actually
is
not
it
too bad.
Goliath wide?
It is. It's about 6 feet wide. You can very comfortably stand upon it. But if you do have a fear of heights and you're falling in darkness, it might be not a good time.
I think it'd be ironic if Goliath was scared of heights, but
True.
yeah, I'll start going up there. Why not?
Okay. And you do. Your torchlight with you begin to climb up the side of these, and very quickly, the ground below you disappears. Even with the torchlight side of it, you tell how far up you are. But as you climb higher and higher in the distance, far behind you, near the beginning of Bastion, you still see the large entrance, large cave, and very small, almost ant-sized people. As you get higher and higher from your curve. Going up further and further, you eventually, and now it becomes a bit of a winding corridor. And as you begin to move up, about 15 after the actual corridor, you come upon what appears to be a large steel vault-like, appears to be circular in shape, set into the actual stone itself. And from the best that you can tell, there seems to be no handle. The entire thing is diameter, so it's quite tall and very easy to walk through. However, you have no way.
Can I put my ear up too? I want to like try to see if I can hear through it.
Yeah, certainly. Give me a perception check. Ooh. Okay.
Whoa.
So, as you kind of like place your torch down on the side of the stairs, put your ear up, close your eyes, and focus. And for a brief moment, there isn't really a hollow kind of sound of just. Or you hear what sounds like clicking. Click, click, click. Almost. Actually, the best way to describe it would be like loud mechanical key. But
Fucking reds or
yeah, something like that. But it's distant. It sounds like it would be very loud if it was from. You're not entirely sure why. And then you hear hissing. It sounds like maybe air being let out. Like if someone has a really tight asshole and they're farting. Or steam.
something mechanical.
Yeah. And then the clicking sound almost moves away to the point where you.
Interesting.
And
spooky.
after the clicking goes away, quiets down enough to hear what sounds. But very, very quiet. And the flow is very.
Is there a river in Bastion?
Not as far as you're aware.
Interesting.
Give me a history check. There is no river in Bastion. However, since you've left Bastion before and glanced towards the actual map itself, you have seen points where there is water that seems to fall in like small cascades over certain areas on the side of the mountain, but there's no source, and you're not sure where it come from.
Hmm. Yeah, if anything, it'd be lower, not higher. So this door, you said it's like completely set into the stone effectively, like it's sealed.
Yeah, from the best that you could tell, it's like a steel or like some sort of metal round plate. It essentially looks like a manhole cover, but just really smooth.
Hmm. Okay. Do I know, does this one look like unique particularly? Do I know if this is the only one of these kind of doors here?
You haven't seen anything like this in Bastion before, and everything else that you've seen has been made of like stone.
Okay, so this is more unique in that regards. Okay. Well, I'll like, yeah, if I can like remember where this was, I think that's about all Hoj can possibly want to do with it right now.
Okay, yeah, you've managed to find it. You know how to find it again. It's relatively easy. All you have to do is follow the right. Eventually, you'll. So you now know where it is. Yeah, that is your week. You have technically one more day.
Um, I don't know, Tai Chi.
Sure. You try and focus on yourself. Spend some time with it. You too. Um, or your next encounter with an NPC on in regards to weakness. Uh, it will be a little bit less intimidating. At a -1.
Okay, that makes sense. I have a.
You should note that down because I will not remember. Right. Hoj has now completed his week of activity. Remember that you can also meet up with your fellow cohorts. Um, if you are the main person of your activity, the other person can also be dragged in. They won't get any benefit to it, but they can also interact with the. As much as possible, I want this to be very similar to unquote, but it's still a video game. It's still a game, so there's no penalty for trying to drag another party member, unless both of you get killed. So, but yeah, Noah, what would you like to do 7 days? Remember, you can split it up into 7 distinct activities, or you can have like one long activity that takes up a certain amount of days.
Okay. Well, first I want to ask a kind of like a meta question.
Mhm.
First is about the magic barrier. No, any type of magic is allowed within Bastion, even stuff like abjuration.
Nothing.
Like no schools of magic at all.
Absolutely not. It essentially
Okay.
acts like an anti-magic zone. Sorry, it doesn't act like a. It is an anti.
Yeah. Okay, and what is any limitation on like divine powers and
Absolute.
like powers?
It is absolute limitation.
absolute.
There is no
Okay.
types of magic. Essentially, within this blue zone of Bastion, you are 100% within the limitations.
Do I feel like I'm further from Kavati within Bastion?
It feels like your connection is suppressed.
Severed? Okay.
You don't know if it's
Okay.
severed, more that it's
Mhm.
just like you can't access it.
Okay.
It's like something that's
Has
just out of reach.
Has that changed the way that people practice not only the Church of Order, but like any religions within Bastion? Has that changed how people
It
practice?
actually has. A lot of the actual religious orders, they've been trying to vie for power and trying to, like, ascertain their command. But
Mhm.
previously, when the world was still open, a a lot of magic around a lot easier because they performed miracles. They could
Right.
heal, they could bless, they could create holy water, they could sanction marriages, and people could feel definitive magical effects that took over them when these things. But unfortunately, now because there's no actual feeling, there's no physical evidence, a lot of it has been kind of pushed off to the side, and it has created an emergence of true atheists, people who do not believe.
Damn. Okay.
They're a very small group because
okay.
it's only been 20 years. There's still a lot of people who are like, okay, the gods are still here, still within, and there are people who still prove that. But because these kids or like teenagers or people have been inside of Bastion for so long, they don't know what magic is. So, atheism. Because there's evidence to them.
It's like the experiment where they put the fleas in the jar and the lid's on it. Do you guys know this experiment?
No.
They can't jump higher than the lid.
Oh.
It's a psychological thing.
Oh yeah, and then
It's
like
just
if you
the
take off
psychology that
if you take off the lid, they still don't jump higher than the lid.
Yeah, because it's like that for religion.
Yeah, kind of.
or magic. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so that leads me to my next question. I wanted to spend my week, since I have an acolyte background, and I'm within within the Kavati order. I wanted to see if I could perhaps perform marriage rites. I wanted to perform ceremonies. I wanted to work my part, as a member of this order and see what I could do. I'm wondering if I want to perform a ceremony like marriage, perhaps, can I still perform it within Bastion? Just the magical components are removed or suppressed? Like, do people still get married within Bastion? Like, how does that...
So...
Is magic required?
It's not. Previously, a lot of marriages weren't considered truly ordained unless a cleric or a paladin actually married you, because there was a magical effect that took place because of the marriage. But now they've taken to just traditional marriage. There is no magical effect, no official bonding. It's just the word, like it would be. Okay, you get married. I'm technically a cleric or a paladin.
Okay.
But I'm not holding actual officials.
So people aren't like getting out of Bastion, going to the northwest part where the magic field's down, and performing. Okay.
The risk is too great for them.
It's too great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for just like a simple marriage, it's not worth. Because there are still creatures that are roaming around. Although around Bastion is very, very safe, it's still a potential. And give me an insight check. Or a history check. It's up to you. Unfortunately.
I don't know.
I said the history thing. So you can still choose insight or history.
Let me stick with insight because yeah.
I mean, just going outside of Bastion, a lot of people are afraid of it, and typically with good reason. It is very often that they see the group riders come back horrifically injured or maimed. It's very rare that they would come back in a very solid, happy form. Interesting.
Right. It's not doing great advertising for the outside walls. Yeah. In any capacity, can I perform religious duties?
Yeah, you can. Unfortunately, it doesn't...
blessing water is not possible at all within Bastion.
You cannot create holy
water. Okay.
And you can test every single types of your power and try as you might. Unfortunately, nothing. You know that some of your features are still working as expected. Your interception, easy.
Mhm.
Action surge
Nice.
works as expected. Your healer's kit, actually healing people, that also works. Second wind works, and you can kind of get a test of various different things. So you're very much aware that all of your fighter features work. However,
Mhm.
a lot of your cleric ones.
Okay, I see. In universe, would you say that like fighters' abilities are more like skill based?
Oh, 100%. They are very much
Okay.
skill based.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay. So.
regardless of what happens, a fighter,
Mhm.
unless it's an Eldritch Knight, has access
Mhm.
to all of their.
Mhm.
So, like a samurai would be able to still create temporary hit points for themselves and gain advantage for their turn.
Okay, it's actually very useful to know.
This applies to
Who knows
everyone.
what investment?
So, specifically, Oj, your rage also still works. I don't know if he's here, but yeah.
Yeah, good
Okay.
to know. Sorry.
Like, if it's a physical skill based ability, it will very, very likely work. So, like rogue features, fighter, barbarian, ranger, most of those features will all still work as expected.
Good.
Unless there's a specific reason, as in like they're magical. Oh no.
Okay. All right.
So
So
it was
that's the
also the
case.
reason.
Then.
Like all of you take at least one mark.
Uh,
Just in
Wait, sorry, I
case.
missed that. What?
It was the reason why I suggested all of you take a martial class, and because there's a chance you guys might in Bastion.
Surely we're not gonna fight in Bastion.
surely.
Well, Hoj has already begun the exploration.
Who's Shirley?
Me.
She's the woman you found. Okay.
Shit. Shirley and Larens.
Sure, it's canon now. It's S plus L. You saw on the other side of the locket. But yeah. So none of your magical power. You can still work for the church and try and gain something out of it, but you're
I want to work for the church.
okay. So, what is it specifically that you're trying to do? Like, are you just going out about practicing your various different? Are you trying to
Yeah.
convert people to your church? Are you just trying to make people feel
Okay.
safe? Like, what
Alright, check this out.
aspect are you?
Okay. So right now, Jake,
Mhm.
last session I bought a new healer's kit,
Mhm.
but I still had one remaining, which had let me tell you,
I believe it
3
had like,
charges left on it. So what I want to do is I want to spend those last 3 remaining charges in goodwill, healing the
Mhm.
lame and stuff around
Okay.
Bastion, in the name of the Kavati Order.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're gonna try and like help people that can be helped. Try and repair them. Like,
Exactly. Is there like a perhaps like a more destitute part of Bastion, like a slums area, or is it pretty? Is everyone pretty
there
well off all
actually
around?
is. So
Okay.
the closer you are to the main entrance, the actual like big old cave opening,
Mm-hmm.
the more like not necessarily well off you are, but you're definitely like the majority of Bastion still in a state because there is enough
Right.
resources to go around. There is enough housing. So there's no like slums or has been required to have been set up, but there are people who are living in buildings that don't necessarily have porches.
Okay.
So that's a little bit further into Bastion, and
Mhm.
give me another insight check.
Okay. I'm making an insight check for this, and furthermore, this area, I'm curious how dangerous it is. Like if I need a buddy or not. Let me make an insight check right now. Okay.
90. So But to answer how dangerous it is, the interior of Bastion is actually relatively crime-free. The main reason for that is that there is actually a lot more resources than there is able to use those resources. So, one, food is plentiful. Some of it is even provided for by various volunteers.
Mhm.
Water is typically not an issue because there's literally a giant ass fucking lake at Bastion, and it is not. It's not a saltwater. It is a freshwater.
Hmm.
So water is also not an issue, though sometimes it takes a little time to transport. But everybody can walk that themselves. So if someone's thirsty, walk over, get the water. But they usually have to boil. But other than that, so
Okay.
food, water, shelter, all the basic necessities need. That's so the actual turn of criminals. A lot. There are still people who are kind of going to steal coin, swindle people, but it's a lot less common because a lot of people who also work and guard is being paid relatively decent well, actually.
Okay.
um
So crime is at an all-time low in Bastion then?
yeah, but this also brings up a question. Where's all this gold coming?
What's the who's in charge? Like who
Give me a history check.
political organizations exist within Bastion?
Yeah.
Which one did you say? History?
Yes. Ooh. Okay, well, one thing, you are aware the Bright Guard is in charge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You are aware that there are taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's where they get the money?
Okay.
Or, get this, an entire all this gold fake, and a new conspiracy theory is being. You don't have to find It's like, what?
No.
Where's all this coming from? I mean, but yeah. So you're not
Okay.
entirely sure where all this money, how your team actually get, but then you realize that the insight check that a lot of people are actually just bartering. They're not necessarily using the gold that they're. Gold is still worthwhile. Some people still use it because it's the currency of the old world, but not really sure.
Okay. Noah, like, flips it over in his mind, but he's gonna leave it to someone more worldly, like like a Lane or Moray to figure that out.
But yeah, Noah, you go about trying to help people in the slightly darker areas, and you do know that there are some, unfortunately, because it's so dark, they trip over some things. You kind of go in, help them out, fix some broken. That has a broken. Okay, and
Perfect.
very, very easily following, or at the very least, minorly.
Okay. I mean, he's bringing up the awareness at the least. So,
yeah, they're aware of your church, and some of the people are really helpful. Very cool.
Nice. Okay.
That would actually only constitute about 2.
Okay. If I can perform the marriage rites for anyone, I would like to do that. Furthermore, can we say that if, I guess this is like a further gameplay mechanic like question, if we have any spell slots remaining up to the point of a long rest, could I?
Yeah, you could use all of them.
Use those. Okay, I can use them up and regenerate.
The healing effect of it kind of takes place over the entire thing, but the actual long rest itself mechanically only succeeds once you guys get to the end of the week.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like at the very end of that week, when you start again, that is when you boom, you get the effects of a.
Okay. Because the reason I'm asking is it possible for Noah to go to the outskirts of Bastion, getting a bucket of the water that's so plentiful, and then performing ceremony to make holy water at the edge of Bastion?
I believe it requires silver, doesn't it? Powdered silver.
Powdered silver. Let me see. They're right here.
Ceremony is a spell that I.
Yeah, 25 gold worth of powdered silver. Okay. Could I
You would have to spend 25 gold.
purchase? Yeah. Could I purchase
It's
that?
no issues to find like, powdered silver. Like
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
said,
spend 50 gold because I have 2 spell slots.
You can
Actually,
use both.
I'm thinking I kind of want to save the other one for a potential marriage, but I don't think anyone's gonna want to go to the outskirts of Bastion to get married. Can I check for that first?
You can marry 2 people in your party.
Oh, you guys know you get an armor class bonus, right? For a week.
Wait, really? Damn.
Yeah, you actually
Wait,
do
you're
get
really-
a.
All right.
It's
Let's
it's
get it
2
on.
ways. As long as you're within 30 feet of each other, you get 2 armor class for a week worth of time. No cap.
But also,
You know, people get married for tax purposes. That's like this version of D&D.
yeah, exactly.
Let's all get married to each other.
Does anyone here want to get married?
Just know that it will only ever work once per person.
What if you want to renew your vows?
What if you like divorce and remarry?
It also doesn't work.
What the
Oh
fuck?
my-
First time
Sure,
users
the-
only.
First 30
Oh
seconds of combat every time.
It takes a full minute, I'm pretty sure, for a marriage ceremony.
It takes. No, it takes an hour actually.
Never mind, it takes an hour.
Yeah, it takes an hour.
I mean, it gives you the benefits for a full week, so if you really wanted to, this could be something that you prep in advance.
It's like a hard fight coming up. Okay, guys, let's get married.
But yeah, you can either create 1 set of holy water or 2 sets.
I have 2 spell slots. Okay, before I make the holy water, can I see if anyone wants to get married? Even if I have to do it within the walls and the magic effects are nullified, can I still see if I could do that?
Yeah, there are definitely people who are still getting married within the wall. Some of them,
Okay.
though not necessarily sanctioned. I see that a lot of it is like young,
Oh wow.
just adults who are getting married. There is one
Mhm.
couple that is actually like both in 30s as far as you're aware, but they're both half elves, so like you
Oh. Okay.
So you can perform the rites, you can
Mhm.
perform the motions of the ceremony, and you can actually
Okay.
conduct the action with no issue. It just won't
Mhm.
cost you any money because powdered silver doesn't,
Oh right. Okay.
and there is
Okay, then
no
I'll
real
perform the
magical
non-magical.
effect that doesn't consume a spell.
Okay. I still want to get them married in the name of the Order of Kavati.
Do you do all the
Yeah, even
couples?
without magic. Sorry.
Do you do all the couples that request a marriage?
Yes. Yes. Actually, wait. Should I sanction?
I don't know.
Fuck it, we
It's-
ball. Fuck it, we ball. Yeah. No, I get them all
Fuck
married.
it, we ball. Okay.
All publicity is good publicity for the
Yeah.
Kavati
Okay.
Order.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just right.
Yep. Da-da-da-da. Have you come here to enter the marriage without coercion, freely and wholeheartedly? Are you prepared to follow the path of marriage, to live and honor each other in the name of Kavati as long as you both shall live? Are you prepared to accept children lovingly from Kavati and bring them according to the law of order of him and his church? I do, they all say. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
they do.
Nice.
Someone just runs in there and just like objects to it.
Well, these marriage ceremonies aren't all public. Some of them is literally just the two. Some of them actually do have a ceremony, like the 2 middle-aged half elves. They have like an actual genuine ceremony. You have to dress up on because they're dressing up. It's like an actual genuine celebration. Small area of what a people.
Nice.
Me a D100 roll.
Okay.
You
About average.
gain the benefits of Bless
Oh.
for the week following,
Oh.
but only
Let me write that
outside of
down.
battle.
Okay.
So your Bless effect would last from the 1st of Matria, the 8th.
The 1st of Matria to the 8th.
Matria is the next upcoming,
Okay.
because this is currently happening 22nd and 20th.
Okay.
Onria is the equivalent of April. Matria is... Wait, is it
Perfect.
May? I know my dates. Yeah.
Okay. And then, yeah, I want to spend 50 gold to cast 2 ceremonies outside and make some holy water, 2 batches of holy water. Do I do that without incident?
Yes, you can. You make 2 sets of holy
Okay.
water, and it's like, you know it's holy water because when there's bits of silver that kind of dangle within it, and it's like suspended within the actual liquid itself. But as soon as you move into Bastion, you can see the small pieces of silver kind of. But as soon as you walk out of Bastion, the bits of silver almost like float back up. So you know that, one, successful in creating the holy water, and 2, you know that the holy water is not holy water out of Bastion.
I see. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I think, does that take roughly about my whole week? Any remaining time, I'll spend it within the. Oh, actually, could you tell me a little bit about the Kavati Church within, or is it even a church? Like, where does the organization gather?
It's, I mean, it's less a church and more a community center. It's
Okay.
they took over one of the slightly larger buildings that wasn't necessarily a home. It looked like at one point it probably was a large storage facility. And the church kind of took it over. They
Okay.
moved a bunch of benches and stuff in. They hold seances, various different. Jake's religious knowledge is kind of dog shit, but
That's fine.
they hold like church things, prayers, and there's confessional. And there's the members aren't too plenty. There's maybe 10 or 15 that your brothers and sisters. There is one head of. Oh, if I get. Okay, I have not. What is their name, Noah? Are they male, female? What race are they?
I was gonna ask you to tell me what race they were first.
Oh, okay. They are a dragonborn.
They're a dragonborn. Okay. How about Zarthus? Xarthus.
Xarthux.
S. Zarthus.
Oh, S. Oh, Zarthus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have it be that.
Dragonborn Zarthus, male, older man. Older and is probably, known as Father Zarthus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Head of the.
Okay.
At least within Bastion.
Okay.
And he's kind of like the influential figure. Though he's known to be very kind-hearted, very open to any sort of. He's always willing to listen, though he is very good at status quo because he gives very good reasons.
Okay. He's pretty fair in his dealings. All right. For the rest of my time, so the first 2 days were spent healing people. Maybe the next couple were spent with the marriage rites and the bless ceremony. Let's say the remaining time I'm going to spend doing menial tasks for Father Zarsis and whatever errands the church needs running, and then I'm also going to let the actual party know after my after my strenuous activities in the first few days are done, I'm free to help them for the rest of the week if anyone needs help with an activity.
Okay.
And that'll be everything I do.
So as you are kind of spending some time with the church and assisting in various activities of the church, give me a religion roll. Okay. Well, your good deeds do go noticed. So you do get a +2 the reputation
Nice.
of Kavati. This is not a group reputation, it is an individual reputation.
Individual. Okay.
Noah, your activities for the week. You like to do.
Let's see, there's right, I never got around to changing my weakness, so that's gonna I would like to kind of make a journey to kind of just step outside of the just outside of the magical barrier zone.
Mm-hmm. Do you go to the area near the farms?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me give you a bit of a description of what it looks like outside. So this is for everyone's benefits. You guys have a little bit of a clearer picture of what everything looks like. But as you step out of the wide open kind of mouth of Bastion, large opening, you walk through, and for the most part, it's just two small roads, like dirt patched roads that have been trodden on quite often. One that leads to the northwest, and one that leads southwest. You're aware that the majority of this area is kind of like lanes. There's bits of grass and stone exposed dirt. Probably arable, relatively, but it's not the best. A little bit rolly and hilly. But as you head towards the northwest, you can see these patches of various vegetation, well taken care of farm order as you step further. Being grown, you see a variety of different crops to recognize. Cornfields, bits of, there's some rice in various like contained sunken paddies near the actual edge where it comes in, and you see potatoes being there's dozens if more farmers going around tending to the various different plants. You can see that since it's early spring, that they are, for the most part, sowing. Some of the plants that have already been grown are continuing, but it's a lot of cleanup. Quite nice. You see, there also seems to be other resources: cotton, bits of tobacco, and hops, alcohol. Not just. And you can see people working hard at the field. Some of them nod, and some of them. But you approach, get to the northwest relatively quickly, and you can see this vast, like almost an ocean, spreads out. The wall splinters off into two sections. Both of them still very much the same as it was. It's mostly a wooden palisade, reinforced with bits of stonework. But yeah, you exit the first gate area. It's not a very big area. It's maybe 30 foot by 30 foot. You kind of just stand there and take a breath as you feel your magic flow.
Is it like still within like the confines of Bastion, like the walls?
Yeah, there's two sets of walls, right? So there's one set of walls that follow the edge and the curve of the magic So that's like the first set of walls, and then there's another set of walls that specifically separate this area to give those who are casting magic a bit of space. For those who might. It's not very commonly used, and you actually see a lot of people take it. There.
Okay. Elena would kind of like to spend the day kind of like meditating and kind of recovering, I guess, both magically and mentally, and maybe even take some time to practice a few elvish traditional dances just by herself.
You know that there are some riders of the walls around. They do patrol the area, and it seems that their presence is clear here, mainly due to the fact that there is a potential something going up. So a few of them kind of are just patrolling the walls, not really paying you too much. But what are you trying to practice specifically? Like, are you trying to just improve your general sense of skills, or is this like a RP way of you?
Oh, not trying to level up, but
Well, you already went from level 1 to 2
mhm.
during this.
Well, it's more so because well, she feels stuffy inside of Bastion because the anti-magic and being an elf, she can kind of feel it more than maybe like a human can, and so it's kind of like a way to relieve stress and fatigue, and like have the magic coursing through her body again, and also I guess just kind of continue to practice like some elvish traditions so that she doesn't forget it. She's kind of persistent on doing it as often as possible so that she can continue to honor her mother's memories.
Okay, excellent. Through your practice, are you just doing it for one day? Are you going back repeatedly?
Well, let's just say she does it like maybe like 2 or 3 times in the week.
Give me a spell casting. So roll a d20 plus
D20 plus 6.
spell casting.
Well, I'm just gonna roll investigation because that's the same thing.
Okay. So you gain the ability to suppress one instance of your weakness. So if you're being
Ooh.
forced to take damage, you can ignore it and use this for one.
One instance as one instance. Does it only affect like the damage portions of the weakness?
No, it's the entire weakness. You can choose to ignore one instance, but this is a one-time. Use it, it's gone. You think you could probably get it back? Well, mechanically, you can get it back, but to Elena, she doesn't know. She doesn't know portion of her.
Can I use this instead as Elena also would like to be like part-time, she just earns some money as a side gig, just being like a street performer.
Sure.
And
Are
I'd
you
like
trying to use her time within the area that she can do magic, or just in Bastion itself? Because, like I said previously, not a lot of people, some who have.
No, on the days that she's not doing her meditation, or she goes. Do you need like a permit to be a street performer, or can you just
No,
like,
no, you could
Okay, she goes to like a fairly populated, high traffic area of Bastion.
During near some of the shops.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do some street performance. Sure. Elena.
Yep. Yeah, let me read this weakness. Well, I guess I don't know how would it apply to this, like just street performing in general, or
Let me double.
kind of like it'd be nice if it didn't apply to street performing.
Because so you're two halves of two wholes. It doesn't apply to general checks. It only applies to specific to those people checks. So like if you're on one, then it would matter. If it's not
Okay, so
one, then it doesn't matter.
Pog can be a street performer. Okay.
Yes. Okay. And it's not often that the people of Bastion see. A lot of them are just trying to live their daily life, trying to take their mind what's happening outside, trying to forget, trying to move on. And seeing various performances, live music, dances, and that, it's invigorating. And honestly, a lot of people are very happy. So you gain a few, gain about 12 gold pieces, 16 silver pieces, and one person throws like a really well, or sorry, well they don't throw it, they give it to you. They give you like a really beautiful, well-made gold and red silk cloak. And it looks really, really nice. And it's very comfortable. It doesn't
So
look new though.
So it's a gold and silver cloak.
Yeah. No, sorry, golden red, not gold and silver.
And you said it's like silky and beautiful, but looks worn.
Yep, silky and beautiful, but it's well taken care of.
Okay. And I guess I should mention she's doing these performances while wearing like traditional elven attire and kind of imitating like Blade singing / dancing, performing with the blade.
It's an elegant dance, and a lot of the people mesmerized.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I would say that she would do like her whole meditating thing. I guess 3 times this week.
Sure.
And she would do the street performances for like 2 days a week.
Mhm.
And the remaining time, so I guess this now she would want to be, I guess before like the week-long rest ends, she wants to kind of prepare for the next thing that the fourth riders might be getting themselves into.
Mm-hmm. You know a little bit of what you're going to be doing. You're going to be going to the course of this, or at the very least, it's what you're going to be doing. So I don't know. It'll be up to you. You guys still have.
We didn't talk to Cora about it, right?
No, you haven't.
Okay,
can also-
I'm gonna go pay her a visit.
Okay. Go and pay her a visit, and you find her very much in her old, same building, living in. But this time you actually find her outside. You see her sitting outside, smoking or a cigar. As you walk up to her. Hello.
Greetings, Lady Cora. I take it you've been well.
How could be?
That's good to hear. It's always important to have purpose in these times.
But yes. I'm guessing you are here for
Yes, it seems that our little trip to your village will not be the last one, and we might be tasked with going back and trying to figure out what particularly afflicts your village and potentially try to clear it out.
Did you guys tell her about the tree?
I don't think we didn't pay her a visit after we came back, right? Other than other than giving her the I don't think we told her
you
about.
don't. Yeah.
We did.
No, we did. Yeah, we got
Yeah, we
information about the.
Yeah. I'm sure you must have mentioned something, right?
No, wait, no. We got the information from the journal or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
guys got the
we
information from the journal. You gave the journal back to her. Never
Yeah.
told that you saw
About
the
the
tree.
giant tree.
Yeah.
You mention it now.
What, pray?
Um. Well, I guess apologies for having gone through some of your items, but we stumbled upon a journal, and a colleague of mine couldn't help but take a look inside.
That is fine. I expected it in red.
Yes, that vampire tree. Not sure what it's actually called, but yes, it seems that the it's mutated well beyond what it's normally supposed to be.
Expected as much. Did not know that it was that. I know that First of Silva has some strange effects. Vegetation. Animal. Tell me, what were the scene?
Well, it now consumes blood of people.
Consumes the blood of people. How do you
Yes,
know that? There should be no people left. No blood.
well, the people are still kind of there, except
What?
more like under its control, and it kind of sucks their blood as return. And the well in the middle of the town looked like it was filled with blood, which is where the tree was as well. Yeah, I imagine you hadn't intended for this outcome when you took in that tree.
All so research, experiment, something to. There was good effects. Please.
Well,
I know it is not my place. I would request it back and kill it, destroy it, whatever it is. I
yes, that
wish it for.
don't let it weigh on your conscience. No one could have predicted what could have happened, and even the smallest of creatures have mutated in some unimaginable way. So
I would have liked that source of life. Would have drawn the poisons, hoping medically draw out various elements. Body never get. Allow my friend and wish for.
well, you're in luck because it seems that the riders have the same goal in mind.
Then have something for use or to keep for yours. Yeah. She goes inside 30 seconds, comes out with what vials, dark orange. Hence, these are 2 vials of alchemist fire. Very careful with. But burn imminently. Careful. Destroy this tree.
I I promise to do as much as I can in my power to lay your friends to rest.
Good. Good. I may have something else for you if you come back and up. And if you can find evidence, husband, where he is, past, very much.
Oh, your late husband was still present in the village? I'm sorry to hear that.
He just stares off. Ah, as I apologize. Here is a painting. Shows you, opens it up, see that you actually recognize the man. It was the one that had fallen out of the vine light.
That was the big one, right? Okay. Liliana's not gonna mention that she found him. Just kind of just to like kind of preserve her memory and not say that he was already taken by the blight. If I find him, I will ensure he gets the proper burial he deserves. You have my word.
Back down. Very low.
It's no problem, really. We only have so many people left in this world, so it's better that we help each other.
Put the
Well, that's the only thing left that we have, really.
Keep it up, eh?
Thank you. And then Elena kind of just leaves, and like to go to the archives and find anything about either vampire trees themselves or like maybe any similar encounters or records about the mutated version of it.
Certainly. Me a investigation. Fortunately, as you try and search throughout the library for various bits to this and pear tree, pluck out the find no information. Though it is a good, solid, and relatively large library, you know that store of knowledge here compared to the stores of various other locations that had existed pre first of in comparison. You're essentially reading a prologue, whereas other libraries probably have higher dictionaries. And you aren't sure if you just didn't library or if it's not knowledge here.
Okay. I guess instead of looking specifically for that vampire tree, what about like just plants in general?
Yeah, that's how you would have searched.
Oh, okay.
So the investigation involves like all aspects, how it could have, all of that. It's not just I'm specifically looking for vampire trees.
No, but like even like say just other random encounters of like different kinds of plants, just to like understand how like they were described and people dealt with them.
Give me another investigation.
Oh my god.
Find no help. The frustration of not being makes you look several texts in relation to trees and plants, but they give you no real information. Have or just complete.
Hmm. Well, I guess okay. I guess that's pretty much all I probably did this week.
As Elena's, we're gonna take a short break because I need to go use a wash. Sorry, Mario.
All good.
And
Hello.
Elena, the thing you got was that you could mitigate one instance of your weakness. At any
Yeah,
point.
I just put that down on my sheet.
And you can train weapons. You can either train to give yourself additional damage or to hit. It would take just as long as trying to train a proficiency, not longer. But it could potentially give you bonuses, like you get a +1 to hit damage without requiring magical training.
Did you take your headphones to the bathroom, Jake? when did you
Yeah,
do
I
this?
have wireless headphones.
Okay, I thought you had wired ones.
Oh,
So.
the fuck?
Okay.
It's a really long line.
I have completely... Bro, there's a reason... I bought these headphones just so that I could do things like fucking walk around my room while listening.
Okay, I was like, how? Surely you didn't like take that quick of a piss, you know? Okay.
But yeah, so if you wanted to train your weapons, it would get you with like a specific familiarity with a type of weapon. So like if you wanted to train with specifically a katana, you could. A +1 to back. And those bonuses stack top of magical.
Okay, I guess then let's see.
Elena, unfortunately, will not be able to do anything else this week.
Cut there.
But for next time.
Okay.
However, Moray.
Hello.
What do you like to do?
Before, I'd like to just get everyone together and start splitting off these items that we had. Before I start off my week.
You split up the items that you guys got from the
village. Yeah. So I'd like the magical longbow if anyone wants it.
For now, Great Gray is not back. It
Okay.
might be 6 weeks.
Okay, all I really care about is then just like the ingots. We'll split that evenly, I imagine. I want to make some arrows.
How many?
Yeah, how many arrows can you make, Jake?
It was 10 per ingot.
Per ingot. Okay.
Could also craft a sword.
How much was a sword? 2?
It would be
3?
1 ingot.
Yeah, there's enough ingots.
Guys, but remember that crafting it would still require.
Yeah, how would that be done in a week for a sword or
For a sword? Yeah, probably. If you're giving it to someone else to craft, you're trying to do it yourself. You're gonna fuck up.
Oh
and
no.
probably break that thing.
This is going to what's his name? Darian.
if you're sending it to Darian, no issue.
And now I'm just thinking if whether I want a sword, flame sword or arrows.
Arrows are consumables.
True.
Sword is forever.
But arrows are also long distance. Well,
remember,
you can reuse the arrows.
You can also retrieve your arrow. So there is still a chance that you.
What would the damage on the sword be?
I think I said it last time.
Let's say if I do a rapier, is it just like a +3 or roll?
It depends on the weight. So
yes. So if I wanted to do a rapier, that's one ingot, I imagine.
Let me double check what the.
I think like the weight determined the damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it would probably be better to make a heavier weapon, right? Like maybe like a great sword for someone.
I think I said something along the line. For an arrowhead, it would give you a D4 of fire damage. For something like a short sword or something, guitar, it would also be like a D4. if you put it on something a little bit heavier, sword or a rapier, I think a rapier would also be a D4, but a long sword branch. And then anything heavier would be like D12 would require you to rate weapon specifically. That's 40 pounds. Like you guys have the material for that. Great club. I think you guys had ingots.
4 ingots.
Can't make it. Club is like
That would be like 5 ingots.
yeah, 5.
I think I'll have to go with the rapier then.
Okay. You can probably to Darian to make, since you've provided the materials, the paying for is his skill. If I recall correctly, a rapier costs
25 Gs.
25 GP. Material you're using is a little bit harder to work with, so it's going to cost you 100 gold.
Righty.
And that's because and it's so cheap. All of the material. So
Okay.
you would now, at the end of the week, you would get a flame iron. Is it
Rapier.
flame iron? Yeah, flame iron.
Okay. And then so that's one start of the thing, and then if I'm trying to recall when I asked Abron if there was anyone who had worked with guns in the town, he
said
didn't know, or there was.
He said that he would try and look, but he couldn't promise anything.
Okay. Could I maybe investigate myself as well?
Yes.
Spend a day doing that.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Or a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Okay. You do find one individual. An older hobgoblin who resides within the town and is a little bit, and he's known as a little bit of a eccentric and unique individual. As you kind of approach him, you can see that he's currently lying like face down on what appears to be a bench. He is breathing, and you can tell that he's like alive and conscious because he's currently face down on the bench. His nose is getting like scrunched up, and he's just like blinking while staring at the bench. His arms aren't moving, his legs aren't moving, he's just like chilling.
Is he drunk or on something?
As you walk closer, you don't smell any alcohol. And for other bits of drugs, you're unable to tell, unfortunately.
Okay. Sorry, was he sleeping? Is that what you said?
No, he's not sleeping.
He's just chilling.
Yep.
Let's see.
Do you walk up and say hi, or?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I guess I'll just go say hi and introduce myself.
Okay. You walk over to him. You can see one of his eyes, like the one that can kind of see at you. What do you say?
Hello. How are you today?
Flat.
I see that.
Very flat.
I hear you're someone who knows his way around a gun.
He kind of glances over at you. How flat are you?
Let me see. And Moray lays down right beside him. About this much.
Okay. All right. Honestly? Okay. He kind of looks at you. Not as flat as me. But not terrible either. What's your name, son?
Moray Melodred. And I'll just turn over while still on the ground. Extend my hand.
Moray. Flat name. He doesn't even go for like a handshake or anything. At you. Know what? Moray. Why are you looking for a gunsmith?
Well, as it turns out, we found some guns on our latest adventure. But turns out they're a little bit rusty and unusable. So I was hoping to find someone in Bastion to help me fix it. For a good price or whatever you would need or request.
You know, Moray, guns are flat. They're very, very, especially when you're the sights of one. Oh. Just can't seem to replicate it in here. He sits up. And you can see that his, like, the hobgoblins usually have a relatively pointed. His is like pancaked to his face. It seems like he's been doing this quite a bit. Feels like the ground around me not quite flat enough. Maybe just because I haven't done it. Nah, I can't possibly. Tell me. What do you find flat about guns?
Can I infer what he's meaning by flat?
You can certainly try. Give me an insight check.
Mm. 10.
You have no fucking clue. This guy's clearly a little cuckoo.
Flat about a gun. I guess if you make them well enough, they fly pretty flat.
He looks at you. Not a fly flatter, are you?
Not yet, Mr. Sorry, what was your name?
Tiki.
Tiki. Not yet. Not yet.
Well, you should steer clear away from fly flatter. That's not the bullets. They're supposed to spiral. That's not flat at all. In the gun. Ooh. That. To be that I didn't realize how great the world. What should be. All these surfaces, everything, not perfectly. There's imperfections. Dirt, stone, ground even itself. It's not trodden on. Not flat. The best carpenter can. There's just too many bumps, too many imperfections, too many. I need to find truly flat. Would you help me?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Let me help you with your gun problem then. What's up with... You said, one of them was too rusty?
Let's see. What was wrong with the gun?
It was essentially that they needed
Something with
repairs.
the barrel, right?
barrels, yeah, the
Yeah,
barrels
the barrel.
weren't lined up right. The inside didn't have the bore. A lot of the triggers and mechanisms just didn't work properly. You show the gun to him. He looks at it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I'll get in. I'll get in with the lingo. The barrel looks a little unflat.
Okay. Just to look at it. Oh. Wait, it's not early. I think it's above. My goodness, what did this unflat to you? Well, my friend, I would help you, Mr. Moray. But I don't have a... I haven't had a workshop in you. You get me a workshop, get my shit running, and as flat as possible. I'll help you get this gun back up into very fine work. And provide me that workshop, you help me find true flatness. Do all this shit for free.
You got yourself a deal.
Excellent. He gives you a fist.
Bump back.
Very flat of you.
The most flattest fist bump in the world.
Okay, now, skedaddle. Get me that workshop. He keeps the gun. Just kind of continues to look.
That's fine. It's not like we can do anything with it. Okay. So that's 2 days, Jake?
No, that would only take 1 day.
Oh, shit. I'm running out of things. Let's see. I think after that, Moray's just going to be spending some time. Bastion has a port. I see we have.
It does not have a port.
Oh,
it has a single wooden dock.
that's enough of a port as we need.
There is no boats. Like, no one has made a boat for Bastion. No fishing. Like, the only type of fishing that goes on is through a rod for people who sit at the end of the dock.
All right. Moray would love to go to the local tavern, start playing some she shanties, kind of tell tall tales of the sea. My idea is kind of, one, make a little bit of money from tips, two, network, find out who in the town has shipbuilding or kind of seafaring skills, and kind of just gauge the interest for it.
Gonna see if you can find a shipwright.
Basically, yes.
You really want to leave, don't you?
The sea is his home.
You're trying to find a shipwright. Either an investigation or persuasion check. As for the earning money, performance check.
Persuasion, performance.
Wow.
I am invested. Sorry, I'm just going through my weakness. So whenever I make a charisma based check, I have to make a save. Is these a charisma base, or is it just like straight charisma?
It would be any charisma based checks, so that would include your persuasion and your performance.
Okay, so DC 8 charisma save. I'll roll those two.
Good, you save both.
Yeah, good. All good. And then charisma check is just straight charisma, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So, okay, yeah. Honestly, it's not. You find, yeah. Okay. You do find carpenter or a shipwright. It's an older woman in her late 50s, be of half-orc origin, and kind of talking. Actually, yeah, no. She currently sitting on the corner of a tavern, drinking a tankard of ale that's probably a little too small for her, given that she has a stature of well over 6 feet, probably approaching 7. Within the small tavern, it's point you to her, saying, "She's a shipwright, used to be." But yeah, you see her in the corner by herself, drinking there's 6 tankards of ale in front of her, 4 of which are currently empty, and she is on her.
Well, I'm not going there empty-handed. I'm gonna get her another tankard.
Okay. The tankards are relatively cheap. It's 2 silver for one. You take it and then you deliver. How do you approach?
I'll approach all suave and just put my tankard down, and her tankard is like, I got you a gift.
Mm.
And then slide the tankard over.
Thank you. But most strangers don't usually approach me. So.
I'm not like most strangers. My name's Moray.
A brave one. Stinks of the sea. That's rare here.
Oh, the sea is home. That's nowhere else I'd love to be.
Back on the sea.
And I'll lean in. You and me both. I heard from the people around here that you used to be the shipwright.
Yeah. Some carpentry for ships. Made my own little thing when I was 16. Thing fell apart when I hit the waterfall. Survived, learned my lessons, strengthened the hull for the next one. Eventually moved on to bigger and better ships, but unfortunately, Bastion, bit of a shithole. Ships around here, worth sailing. Wood's a little bit too flimsy to make any ship. It'll be good to repair a ship. There's one that's bound and dragged back here. Shit. Stuck on land. Lake beside me. At the very least, an ocean. Dead. Let's go out swimming and still taste salt.
Jake, what's the other shipbuilding town that we don't know about, like the status of? Winewater?
Vinewater is a port town, you know that for a fact. But there are also a variety of smaller ports nearby to Bastion that could potentially, like a ship could potentially look on where Bastion is.
Oh, one sec. Yeah.
There's like a few towns that had port, and you could potentially ship there.
Okay.
Kind of leans in,
Yeah.
and you can see her pick up pounds the entire. Ugh, by the gods, yeah. Time I look out at the fucking The endless. The breeze. Call of a siren. Creaking of sail again.
Maury's just smiling. I think you and me share an interest. And he downs his ale too, and just puts it on the ground or the table.
I thought that was a gift for me.
Oh, I brought my own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
no, not mine. Not hers.
Uh.
And then I think just to get her spirits up, Maury's just gonna start giving more sea tales of his time out at sea, sharing just like stories with her.
See that she telling of when she was on a part of a crew sailing about the ocean, meeting various different sea monsters, setting her ship from fog and all the like. See any sights to my crew dead, stuck on land. Shared an
If I may be so forward, yeah, Moray, you are Annika. I'm looking to. My dream would be to commandeer my own ship as the captain, sail the seas, and explore what lies beyond. Now, we don't have that right now, but
we don't have anything right.
Maybe we should keep in touch. I'm looking for capable people for this journey. First, we need a ship, someone to build a ship and repair it, and then a crew. I'm currently joining the Riders Beyond in search of that goal. One of the towns we'll be going to is Winewater, and I'm hoping to explore it and see what lies there. It used to be a port town, you know?
Well known. Nice place. Ain't. But it felt no large struck stone. City itself was floating. Beauty of it. Sail. See the oceans.
Jake, what do I know about Winewater from what Ebron said? Like, we know that it's kind of destroyed or like overtaken.
At this current moment, aren't sure. You know that Vinewater itself, just like every probably not in the greatest of states. The people most likely abandoned it, or there was too many threats and things with the city itself. And so they had to abandon it, or it's probably overrun. Chances are it's highly abandoned. It's not in a great state. The third riders were sent to investigate and see if there was, they had their own mission, currently aren't aware of, but it involved Vinewater in some capacity.
So I guess follow-up question. Hmm. Building a ship in Bastion doesn't seem to be too great of a opportunity. Are we?
Unfortunately, there are no facilities that would allow you to build a ship. You would have to build an entire dockyard. You'd have to
Yeah, no,
build.
that would be quite the thing for something that doesn't have that much.
It would be an entire undertaking. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying you wouldn't be able to do it, but it would take time,
Oh,
resources,
absolutely.
people.
I think, yeah. And then my next question is like, for given what we know, how hard? It's pretty hard to live outside Bastion, right? Even in, like,
Incredibly
those other-
difficult.
Yeah,
As in, like, your life is probably constant, every day, every week, day, or will attacks, because these things seemed almost attracted to sentient.
yeah. So like, if we wanted to make a new settlement, it has to either be like super well defended or like has to almost have like the Bastion's anti-magic property.
Yeah, exactly. The anti-magic property is the easy to solve it, but you don't know what the source of that is. Into Bastion, find it. Or you'd have to find a settlement that potentially defend itself back every single.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it's especially like if you're trying to build a shipbuilding town on the coast, that's not like surrounded by like cliffs or shit, right? So
you're
there's no
pretty
net.
sure why small groups that are sent out, because it attracts less, and they're not constantly attacked because it takes time for them. Versus a settlement, super easy.
And just for my notes, what was the half orc's name again?
Anika, Anikka.
Okay. I think I'll spend the rest of the night just chatting with Annika, building rapport, basically. Knowing that yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, you, specifically, with Anika, a +7 reputation.
So what does that do
I don't know.
functionally? Okay.
So, the way that I've set it up is that once you hit certain thresholds, 10, 20,
Yeah.
You'll get certain bonuses from these. So, earlier, how Noah had a certain plus to his church, is the same thing here.
Okay.
He unfortunately rolled really low, so I couldn't give him any points. But
Okay.
You, on the other hand.
Okay, that is fine. Okay, how many more days do I got left? That was just 2 days? I have 2 days left, or that was just 2 days?
Oh, wait, sorry. What was the things you did? You did this, you went to...
Oh, I did the, what's this, Barbarian?
Oh, no,
Darien.
you also performed, right? Days would you...
As long as I could find someone. So, like, as long as it took to find Annika.
Oh, then it would have been 3.
Okay. So that's 3 days. I'm just jotting that down.
And then you found Flat Goblin.
Flat Goblin. 1 day. Imagine the Flat Goblin and Darien was 1 day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have 3 days.
3 days left. Okay. Are we able to improve our weaknesses by training as something like that? Or is that okay?
You won't be able to fully do some of the effects.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? So I'll paste you my weakness.
No, I know
Again.
your weakness.
You know what?
What are you trying to...
The dangers of the trade. I haven't been making the roll, but I'm gonna start doing that now. But I'm trying to improve my attack rolls if when I miss. So maybe I'll go find a mercenary or retired soldier, get him to train me or spar for the next couple days.
Sure, give me a persuasion or investigation. Try and see if...
And if it helps, I'm willing to pay some gold for that too. If that helps with like the persuasion or investigation. And then I'll charisma save that. 7. I did not make it, so -5 to that persuasion.
So it's a 14.
14.
You try and look around. Very well aware of their. You find someone. Your gentleman. Well muscled. In like a small part
Mhm.
set up. Some terrible exercise equipment. Bars around basically. And there are quite a few of a small, and you can see that he is just working. From the cuts and the various different things, he been a now like graying hair. You know, it looks quite. As you approach, he kind of sits up, looks up at you. Yeah. Spot.
Sure. And then Mori does whatever exercise he's doing.
Sure. He's currently
I'm
benching.
trying to impress.
Oh, okay. He was currently benching. He was doing like 285. What's Mori's strength?
11? He's gonna need that spot, but I have a plan here.
Give me an athletics check.
11.
Okay, you go underneath the bar, you look at the weights, and you're like,